This chapter closes the book of Kings with tragedy. The city of David is destroyed, the temple burned, and God's people taken into exile. Yet, even in judgment, there are glimpses of mercy and future hope. The first part of this chapter covers the siege of Jerusalem. In the ninth year of Zedekiah's reign, Nebuchadnezzar Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, marches against Jerusalem with his entire army. Okay, so he goes there. They build siege works around the city, and the siege lasts 2.5 years. By the 11th year, famine is severe. Okay, no food remains for the people. The city wall is broken through, and the soldiers flee by night through a gate near the king's garden. The Babylonian army pursues and captures Zedekiah near Jericho. He is brought before Nebuchadnezzar at Riblah. Okay, his sons are killed before his eyes. Then his eyes are put out. Oh my God. And he is taken in chains to Babylon. Right? So Zedekiah's physical blindness mirrors Judah's spiritual blindness, seeing the consequences only when it's too late. The second part of this chapter covers the destruction of Jerusalem and the temple. In the 19th year of Nebuchadnezzar, his official Nebuzaradan, the commander of the guard, entered Jerusalem. He burned the temple of the Lord, the royal palace, and every important building, right? The Babylonian army tears down the city walls. The people left in the city and those who surrendered are taken into exile. Only the poorest are left to tend the fields. The bronze pillars, bastions, and utensils of the temple were broken up and carried to Babylon. The priests, temple officials, and military leaders are captured and executed. The temple, once filled with God's glory, now lies in ashes, the visible sign that God's presence has departed. The third part of this chapter covers life under Babylonian rule. Nebuchadnezzar appoints Gedaliah as a governor over those left in Judah. He encouraged the people, live in the land, serve Babylon, and it will go well with you. A remnant gathers around him. But Ishmael, a royal descendant, assassinates Gedaliah, scattering the remnant in fear. So the survivors flee to Egypt, afraid of Babylon's revenge. Even after the fall, rebellion continues. The people still resist trusting God's appointed way, right? So the fourth part covers hope in exile. 37 years later, Jehoiachin, the former king of Judah, taken captive as a young man, is released from prison by evil Merodach, king of Babylon. Let me see if it's recording. It's recording, okay. He is treated kindly, given new clothes, and eats regularly at the king's table for the rest of his life. A small but powerful symbol, okay? Because the line of David is not forgotten. Hope remains for future restoration. What are the key lessons from the 2 Kings chapter 25? Sin brings destruction. Persistent rebellion led to the loss of the city. Okay, persistent rebellion led to the loss of city, temple, and nation. Second lesson, God fulfills his word, both promise and warning. Every prophecy of judgment came true exactly as spoken, right? The third lesson says, disobedience destroys, but grace endures. Even in exile, God preserves David's royal line through Jehoiachin. The final lesson is God's covenant hope remains alive. The release of Jehoiachin hints that the story isn't over. One day, a son of David will reign again, fulfilling Jesus. So in summary, Jerusalem falls after a long siege. Zedekiah is captured, blinded, and taken to Babylon. The temple and city are burned. The people are exiled, and Judah's monarchy ends. Yet God preserved the royal line through Jehoiachin, showing that his promises still stand. Right? So this is the end of the 2 Kings, right? The book closes not with triumph, but with hope through mercy, judgment for sin, yet a future still open for redemption, right?